This is a test.
This is a test. What do you know about language arts, math, science, and social studies? Find out while playing along with Knowledge for College, where teams from competing UISD schools spin the wheel of knowledge and answer questions from a world of subject categories. It's a mind challenge for students and a chance to win for their school. But most of all, it's a really fun way to learn. Now, let's play Knowledge for College.
Hello and welcome to Knowledge for College, a game show featuring some of UISD's best and brightest students. My name is Jose Sanchez, and today we have contestants from Clark Middle School and Washington Middle School. Our guest host today is Ms. Cristina Flores, and she is the Director of Guidance and Counseling for UISD. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. It's good to have you here today.
It's nice to be here. Thank you.
Great. Why don't you tell the students a little bit about what it is that you do?
Well, I'm the Director of Guidance and Counseling, so I oversee all the counselors of all the schools, elementary, middle, and high school. I provide professional development for them, keep them abreast of anything that's new and going on, and that's about it.
Well, that's the UIC counselors do a lot of excellent work, and it's obvious that they have everything they need. Mm-hmm. They have everything they need from the leadership here in our district. So thank you very much. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for everything that you do. And let's meet our students from Clark Middle School. We have Isiel. How are you doing today, Isiel?
Good.
And what do you like to do in your spare time?
I like to practice on my instrument.
Oh, really? What do you play?
The flute and the piccolo.
Oh, okay. Those are, I tried to learn how to play the flute. I don't think I did very good at it. Yeah, I think I'll stick with the guitar instead. It's nice to meet you, Isiel. Alessandra, how are you?
Good.
That's good. What do you like to do in your spare time?
I used to play basketball.
Oh, okay, basketball player. Do you play for your school? Or do you just
No,
play with
I
your
used
friends?
to.
Oh,
In
you
my
used to? Oh, okay, but now you just do it like like on your spare time as a hobby?
Yes.
Well, that's good. It's good to keep busy, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, great exercise. All right, and from Washington Middle School, we have Carolina, right?
Yes.
And what do you like to do in your spare time?
I just like learning new facts.
Oh, okay, learning, studying. Yeah, that's a lot of fun too. That's a lot of fun too. And last but not least, Cesar, how are you doing today, Cesar?
Good.
That's great. What do you enjoy doing in your spare time?
I like playing soccer.
Oh, a soccer player. Wow, another athlete. All right. We have a musician, an intellectual, and two athletes on our show today. All right, so let's go over the rules, okay? Each team is going to take turns spinning the wheel of knowledge. And we're going to give you questions from the categories of math, science, language arts, and social studies. Each question is worth 5 points, right? And then we have our wild turn category. See that red? When it lands on there, you've got a wild turn question. And those can come from any academic subject area, and they're difficult. They're harder questions. So those are going to be worth 10 points. Okay, you get double points for those. All right. Of course, let's see. Oh, yeah, the time limit. There is a 1 minute time limit for each question. Okay, you have 1 minute. Okay, when you run out of time, you're going to hear a little bell like that one. And when you hear that little bell, that means you got to give us your answer right away because you are out of time. Okay. Now, of course, you earn the points by answering the questions correctly, right? Okay. So if one team gets an answer wrong, the other team will get the chance to answer the question correctly and earn the points for themselves, right? Okay. So we had a coin toss earlier to see who spins the wheel first, and Washington Middle won the coin toss. So go ahead and spin the wheel. Let's play. All right, it's going to stop on language arts. Start off with a language arts question. I'll take both of them, and then you keep the card. Thank you. And here you go. Go ahead and follow along very carefully with Ms. Flores as she asks you the following question. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. Which of the following includes dialogue, scenes, acts, and asides? A, poetry, B, drama, C, myths and legends, or D, short stories?
Can we see the answer?
Yes, you can repeat the question.
B. Drama.
Oh, B. Okay.
You're correct.
You're correct. Yes,
The
yes,
answer is
yes.
correct.
For a second there, I thought they hadn't heard the question, but they did, and they answered it correctly. And that's 5 points for Washington Middle School. It's your turn, Clark. Go ahead and spin the wheel. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, now we're going to have a wild turn question. All right, so this is going to be worth 10 points, all right? So let's see. This is going to be from the category of social studies. Social studies. So listen very carefully and answer the following. Go ahead.
Okay, the question is, the nullification crisis resulted from A, tariffs imposed on imports which southern states relied on for their economy, B, a drop in demand for exports from southern states to foreign countries, C, taxes on imports to northern states, or D, the issue of whether freed slaves could work in northern states.
Can we say the answer?
Yes,
A.
you are correct.
Yeah, very good. Very, very good. Very good. That's 10 points for Clark Middle School, Washington Middle School. It's your turn again. Go ahead and spin the wheel. All right, now it's going to be math. Here we go.
Okay.
For 5 points, thank you. For 5 points, follow along very carefully. If I can just get these two separated. Follow along very carefully. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, the question is, what is the slope and the y-intercept of the graphed line below? Is it A, slope equals 5/4, y-intercept is negative 1.2, or the slope is 4/5, y-intercept minus 1. The slope is 5/4, y-intercept equals minus 1, or slope 4/5, y-intercept equals negative 1.2.
And yeah, you can repeat the question while they're working on
Okay, the question again is, what is the slope and the y-intercept of the graphed line below? You are correct.
it.
B.
Wow, he just shouted it out. Shouted it out. He knew it all along. Excellent. Good job. Good job. So that's 5 points for Washington Middle School. Clark Middle School, you ready? Spin the wheel. Social studies. Social studies. Here we go.
Okay, there you go.
All right, so this is going to be worth 5 points. Listen very carefully to Ms. Flores. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, the question is, though Abigail Adams implored her husband John in 1776 to remember the ladies at the Continental Congress, it wasn't until the ratification of which amendment in 1920 that allowed women to vote? Is it A, the Fourth Amendment, B, the 19th Amendment, C, 18th Amendment, or D, 14th Amendment?
C.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Incorrect. Washington Middle School. What's the correct answer?
B.
That is correct.
That is
the
correct.
19th Amendment.
The 19th Amendment, that's right. Right, the women's right to vote, ratified in 1920. Very good. That's 5 points for Washington Middle School. And it's your turn to spin the wheel. Go ahead. Social studies again. Here we go. Another social studies question. All right. So listen very, very carefully to the following question. Go ahead, Ms. Flores.
Okay. The question is, the goal of the Anti-Federalist was to A, increase government control of the people, B, limit centralized government power, C, outline laws, or D, give power to the army.
B.
You are correct. Limit
That is
centralized
correct.
government
Yeah,
power.
yeah. Anti-federalist, kind of a dead giveaway there, isn't it? All right, very good. 5 points for Washington Middle School. Clark Middle, spin the wheel. Language arts. Language arts.
Okay, there you go.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. It's worth 5 points. Listen very carefully to Ms. Flores. Go ahead,
Okay.
ma'am.
The question is, which of the following is the correctly punctuated sentence? A, scientists turned the HMS Challenger, a British warship, into a laboratory. B, some victims, I believe, were taken to the hospital. C, advanced life-saving, which is an excellent course, prepares lifeguards. Or D, the Whittons founded 2 charity programs to assist with domestic violence and family abuse shelters in Texas and Tennessee. Which of the following is the correctly punctuated sentence?
You can repeat the choices for them.
Okay. Letter A is scientists turned to the HMS Challenger, a British warship, into a laboratory. B, some victims, I believe, were taken to the hospital. C, advanced life-saving, which is an excellent course, prepares lifeguards. Or D, the Whittons founded 2 charity programs to assist with domestic violence and family abuse shelters in Texas and Tennessee.
C.
I'm sorry, that's
That is
incorrect.
incorrect. Washington Middle School. What's the correct answer?
A.
A
You are
is the
correct.
correct answer. Yes, yes. Of
A
the
is the correct.
of the 4 sentences, that was the one that was punctuated correctly. The rest of them were not punctuated right. Very good. Washington Middle School has 5 points, and go ahead and spin the wheel. And it stopped right on language arts. It almost got to wild children. Nope, it stopped right on language arts.
There you go.
So thank you. You know, for 5 points, listen again to Ms. Flores. Go ahead.
Which answer choice is correctly punctuated and capitalized? Is it A, James Naismith invented an indoor game in 1891 for his students? B, using 2 peach baskets and a ball as the equipment, Naismith developed the game of basketball? C, the new game had 13 rules, used a soccer ball, and was played on a wooden court half the size of today's courts. Or D, each team was made up of 9 players, but none of these players could dribble or bounce the ball.
B.
You are correct.
That
B
is
the
correct. Yes, that was the one. Yeah, the rest of them were not punctuated correctly. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more Knowledge for College. Stay tuned.
You belong.
What about this one? They're very cute and they're black.
You evolve.
Look preserved.
You achieve.
We are united!
Each school year, United ISD serves nearly 12 million free, nutritious, well-balanced meals. That includes breakfast, lunch, after-school snack, fresh fruit and vegetable, and the summer food service program.
The United Independent School District covers an area of 2,440 square miles. Each day we transport over 15,000 students. We also provide free transportation services for all extracurricular activities such as sports, tutorials, and band.
We are united!
At United Independent School District, safety is our #1 priority.
Every UISD school has a security station which controls access through the main entrance.
All campuses have police and security officers on site.
Our command center allows us to monitor security cameras throughout the district.
Our schools are equipped with metal detectors,
as well as drug and bomb sniffing canines.
At UISD, safety is our #1 priority.
United ISD is looking to hire school bus drivers. Qualified drivers who are hired will receive paid bus driving training, paid annual drug and alcohol testing, paid annual physical exam, paid state required bus driver certification, paid certification class time, and excellent employee benefits. In return, UISD is looking for a 2-year bus driver commitment. Consider a rewarding career working with students at United ISD. Apply today.
We are back. You are watching Knowledge for College. Today's contestants are from Clark Middle School and Washington Middle School. Our guest host is Miss Cristina Flores, Director of Guidance and Counseling for the United Independent School District. I believe you had a question you wanted to ask our students.
Yes, Isel, you're going to be going to high school next year. What do you plan to study? Have you chosen your endorsement for high school yet?
No, but I'm planning to study music.
Music, and I know you play the piccolo and the
flute.
flute. You said, oh great! So you'll be going to Alexander High School, is that
United.
correct? United High School. Okay, they have a huge band. Okay, and Alessandra, how about you? Where do you plan to go to college?
To college, maybe TAMU.
TAMU. Do you know what you want to study?
Biology.
Biology. Wonderful. And what do you plan to do with your biology degree?
Become a high school teacher.
Wonderful. Great. And how about you, Carolina?
I want to become an architect.
An architect. Wonderful. Do you have a college in mind or not?
UT at Austin.
UT at Austin. Wonderful. I graduated from there. Wonderful school. How about you?
I would like to do astronomy.
Astronomy. Have you thought of a college yet?
Yeah, UT.
UT. Wonderful. Okay. Have you all picked your endorsements for high school? No, not yet? Your counselor hasn't gone in with 4-year plans just yet? Okay, well, they will shortly. So, great job.
Good. All right, well, how exciting. Everybody has such grand plans for their futures. I'm sure all of y'all will do just fine. Okay, so when we left off, it was Clark Middle School's turn to spin the wheel, so go ahead. All right, and it finally stops at math.
Okay, here we go.
Thank you. Follow along very carefully with Ms. Flores as she asks you the following. Go ahead.
Okay, the areas of 3 circles are shown, and there's 3 drawings, as you can see, with the circles. Circle X, Circle Y, and Circle Z. Okay, which list shows the circles in order from greatest area to least area? Is it A, Circle Z, Circle Y, Circle X? Or is it B, Circle Y, Circle Z, Circle X? Or is it C, Circle X, Circle Z, Circle Y? Or D, Circle X, Circle Y, Circle Z? Which list shows the circles in order from the greatest area to the least area?
Repeat their choices while they work.
Okay, so as you can see, there are 3 circles again, and it's asking for the greatest area to the least area. Is it A, Circle Z, Circle Y, Circle X? B, Circle Y, Circle Z, Circle X? Or C, Circle X, Circle Z, Circle Y? Or D, Circle X, Circle Y, or Circle Z?
C.
C, you are
C
correct.
is the correct answer.
That's correct.
C is the correct answer. Very good. Very good. You took all the time you needed to do that. That's not a bad thing. If you know you have a whole minute to do it, you might as well use it all, and you got the right answer. You needed to be sure of that. Very good. All right, so Washington Middle School, it's your turn. Go ahead and spin the wheel. All righty then, science. Here we go for 5 points. Listen very carefully to the following science question. Go ahead, Ms. Flores.
The question is, which atomic digraph has chemical properties most similar to sulfur? And your choices are, and there's the
look like atoms.
Atoms, I guess. The F, or is it G, H, or J? Which atomic diagram has chemical properties most similar to sulfur?
You really have to know your atoms to answer that one.
G.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
Incorrect. Clark Middle School, do you have the correct answer?
H.
I'm
It's A.
sorry, that
Oh,
is
that's-
incorrect.
That's incorrect as well.
Oh.
It was F. It was actually diagram
actually
F. That's
F.
the one that's most similar to sulfur. That was a tough question.
Very
Wow.
tough.
Wow. No score there, no problem there. It's Clark Middle School's turn. Go ahead and spin the wheel. All right, wild turn. Wild turn for 10 points. These are always a little bit more interesting, a little bit harder to answer, but I think you guys got this, okay? This is gonna come from the science category, all right? So go ahead.
Okay, the question is, a student observed the shape of the moon once every 7 days during the month of June. The drawing shows how the moon's shape could have changed during the month of June. The explanation for this is F. The Earth's position blocks the sunlight from reaching the surface of the moon to create a new moon. G. The Earth's position is in direct path of the sun's light and blocks the moon from views. H. The Earth's position blocks the sunlight from reaching the surface of the moon to create a full moon. Or is it J. The Earth's position is tilted on its axis, causes the moon's angle of revolution to change. And up at the top you have the little diagrams of the moon at the different stages of the month.
You can go ahead and repeat the question for them.
Okay. A student observed the shape of the moon once every 7 days during the month of June. The drawing shows how the moon's shape could have changed during the month of June. The explanation for this is F. The Earth's position blocks the sunlight from reaching the surface of the moon to create a new moon. The Earth's position is in direct path of the sun's light and blocks the moon from view. Or is it H? The Earth's position blocks the sunlight from reaching the surface of the moon to create a full moon. Or is it J? The Earth's position is tilted on its axis, causes the moon's angle of revolution to change.
G.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
That is incorrect. Washington Middle.
F.
F, that is correct.
That is the
The
correct
Earth's
answer,
position
yes.
blocks the sunlight from reaching the surface of the moon.
Yep, happens every
Create a
month
new
too,
one.
right? All right, so that's 10 points for Washington Middle School. Go ahead and spin the wheel. Wild turn again. Wild turn again. Boy, oh boy.
You all like the difficult questions.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, I always like a good challenge. So this is going to be, let me tell you what category is social studies again, okay? Social studies. So listen very, very carefully.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The question is, how did the 14th Amendment guarantee protection for U.S. citizens? Is it A, it required state governments to expand suffrage to include women? B, it required states to give all persons due process of law? C, it required states to extend voting rights to African Americans? Or is it D, it required state governments to have diverse representation in Congress?
C.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
That is incorrect. Clark Middle School, what is the correct answer?
How did the 14th Amendment guarantee protection for U.S. citizens?
D, right? D.
D is incorrect
D is
as well.
incorrect. Yeah, the correct answer is B. It required, that's due process. Yeah, it's the amendment that gives everyone due process. All right, so no score there. Clark Middle School, it's your turn. Go ahead and spin the wheel. Math it is. Math it is.
Here we go.
All right. And it's worth 5 points. It's worth 5 points. To me, these are still kind of tough. So go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. What is 0.000058 in scientific notation? Is it A, 0.58 times 10 to the fourth power, B, 5.8 times 10 to the fifth power, C, 0.58 times 10 to the negative fourth power, or D, 5.8 times 10 to the negative fifth?
C.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Correct. Washington Middle, do you have the correct answer?
D. D is correct.
D is correct indeed. Very good. Very good. All right. So we're going to take another short break, and you are watching Knowledge for College. Keep it right here.
We are united.
You've been watching Knowledge for College, a game of knowledge and learning featuring some of our best and brightest students here at UISD. We'd like to thank our contestants from Washington Middle School and Clark Middle School for joining us today. And of course, want to thank our guest host, Ms. Cristina Flores, Director of Guidance and Counseling for UISD. It was great having you.
Thank you.
What did you think of our show today?
It was my pleasure. I enjoyed being with the students. They are the brightest and the best of UISD. I'm very impressed with all of them.
Yeah, indeed. Me too. Wow, wow. All right, so don't forget to watch Knowledge for College and all of our other fine programming on this and other local TV stations, including the Public Access Channel. Thanks for supporting our show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Knowledge for College. Let's say goodbye, everybody. Bye.